I'm going to be creating a Madden 22 playlist called If Money Didn't Matter. The end goal of this playlist is to take a current active roster and try and turn that into a Super Bowl winning team in just 1 year if money did not matter. So there's still a salary cap, so we are going to have that constraint. But what I mean by if money doesn't matter, if we knew that we were going to be fired as a GM and we just wanted the whole franchise to be based off of 1 year and we're going to be in financial turmoils the following year, this is basically what we're going to do. We're going to max out our salary cap. We are going to put ourselves in a position where we can no longer re-sign certain people. We're going to try and build the most stacked team in the entire league, and we're going to try and win a Super Bowl in just 1 year. We're not going to be doing any type of scouting. We're not going to care about that. It's all about trying to build a monster team. Now, there's going to be a lot of trades going on. There's going to be a lot of trades for draft picks. I'm still going to have to trade for draft picks because that's how teams value certain things. And for our first video here, we're actually going to tackle the Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of you might be asking, why are you doing Eagles? So my main reason is at the start of this season, they have 3 first-round draft picks, probably due to that Carson Wentz trade. So I believe that the Eagles would be a really, really easy first go at this. Plus on my personal franchise team, I'm actually using the Eagles, so I do have a little bit of experience on what type of trades people are looking for, at least at the beginning. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Alright, now that we've bypassed the whole preseason simulation, so I also want to call out that in this series, we're going to have no injuries whatsoever, even the pre-existing ones. And we are also going to have 8-minute quarters, and player skills and talent will be auto-progressing. So for the first one, we're going to go ahead and try and look at our existing roster. Okay, so for our existing roster, in my personal opinion, from what I've seen out of Jalen Hurts as an individual player, let's go ahead and take a look at him, but I kind of suspected he would be normal dev. He is not that great. Even in real life, he was a very hit or miss quarterback. I think he's going to be a better quarterback in year 3 of his NFL career, but for this time period, especially with our end goal being to achieve, a Super Bowl victory in 1 year, Jalen Hurts is not going to be our guy. I think that our quarterback is going to be our first step in improving. I think Miles Sanders is good enough, and then our receiver core is atrocious. Devontae Smith is really, really good, but he's only an 80 overall because he's a rookie right now. He's got hidden development, so he's going to be good as the season progresses, but for trying to build this team to win in 1 year, it's going to be really, really tough. So first off, we need a right guard, we need a quarterback, and we need to beef up our wide receivers. So that's on offense. Let's go ahead and take a look at our defense. Defense is pretty tough as well. I think that we can get away with our edge rusher and keeping Fletcher Cox potentially. So the only way I see Fletcher Cox staying is if we can't get anything in return for him immediately without seeing a dramatic fall in the position skill gap, So I'm not going to just trade away Fletcher Cox to get 280 overalls. I'm going to make sure that we're constantly progressing as we go along here. So linebacker core, looks like everyone's got to go. They're all just horrible. Darius Slay's a really, really good corner. I think he's what? Yeah, he's 30, so he's going to start regressing. It'd be probably good to sell him on the high right now with the goal to be that he's going to be able to provide us with maybe a future first-round draft pick, which we can use to maybe get someone a little cheaper like CJ Henderson. He's really, really good. Okay, so first off, we need to basically wipe our entire defense, which is going to take a lot of work. We need a quarterback, we need to beef up our receiving core, and then we need a right guard. So I'm going to go ahead and start playing around, and you will see a couple of trade requests that will be going through in the future. So I'll be right back. Why is he not right here? Where? Hold on. Hi there, it's Future AMR here. So I forgot to do one thing when I was doing my original view here. I forgot that I had simulated past the preseason without actually updating the rosters to contain their like present day starters. So I had to come over here off screen and then change out the generate best lineup, which now you can see Brooks as our right guard. So go ahead and ignore the comment earlier about needing a right guard. Instead, we could probably beef up our left guard again. Like, he's going to be really, really good. He's hidden development. 75, like, as you can see, linemen don't really get that high anyway. Like, best would be 90. I think he'll get there, but it's just not what we're looking for right now. And then on defense, not much has changed, unfortunately, except for our defensive line looks a little better. But our secondary is horrible, and sad to say, but we're probably going to end up having to trade away Fletcher Cox and Darius Slay in order to fill out this secondary. But yeah, I'm going to continue looking at some of these draft picks. So I should have a trade request here in the near future. So sit tight. All right, so that was pretty easy, actually. I went to the Chicago Bears because I know they have a decent defense, at least talent-wise, and also their left guard was pretty cheap for the price. It's 5 overall higher than what we currently have, and it's only a $500,000 cap hit to our team. And then so it cost us a first round 5th overall draft pick plus a second round 37th overall draft pick, and we got in return a starting right away middle linebacker and a starting right away free safety, and then with the potential for a trade bait on our left guard. All right, major trade that just went through. So it looks like we got the top wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs of Tyreek Hill. So we're definitely going to have a ton of speed. And we also got the D tackle of Chandler Jones. So our defensive line is looking great, and that is definitely a step in the right direction for our receiving corps. All right, so we were able to also acquire Darius Leonard from the Indianapolis Colts. It cost us a first round 23rd overall draft pick plus a pair of third rounds, one this year and then one the next year. Darius Leonard is going to be an excellent addition to our linebacker core, and possibly having him be our skill position. So he'll be coming down and playing on the line in certain cases too. So looking pretty good so far. Let's go ahead and take a quick sneak peek at what our adjusted lineup is now that we've made a few trades. All right, so quick look. It looks like our front line really hasn't changed much. Like I said, there's not a whole lot that we can do here. If we are planning on upgrading Miles Sanders to someone else and we want to have a more run-heavy offense, then I would definitely suggest trying to get a left guard or left tackle upgrade, because the center to the right actually looks pretty decent. And then we're going to really need to upgrade on Jalen Hurts. So not sure where that's going to come from, but we're going to need to make adjustments there. I do like Devontae Smith here. He's a really sure-handed receiver, but he's not going to be like that towering receiver that you need. Tyreek Hill's already fast, speedster. I'm thinking that we may have to go and acquire like a T. Higgins or maybe like a Jamar Chase, who might be a little taller, and might be able to go up for like those 50-50 shot balls. And then taking a look over here at our defense has come an extremely long way. Now we have Fletcher Cox and Chandler Jones sitting in the middle of our defensive line here, which looks fantastic. You still have Darius Clay over on the left-hand side, so if we wanted to, we could end up trying to invest in someone else outside of Darius Slay and beef up our corner game, or possibly invest into getting another right outside linebacker and then just get another star dev corner in return. But the key two factors here have to be the acquisition of Chandler Jones, Roquan Smith in the middle, and then Darius Leonard on the side. Overall, so far, I would rate the changes about a 7 out of 10. There's still a few more changes I'd like to make. The way that I personally play the game, I don't really target a tight end, but again, this is going to be a simulated version of it. So we're going to check in at the halfway point and then again at the playoffs and then we'll probably end up playing a few games here in the playoffs to ensure that we have the best chance to, you know, go out and win that Super Bowl. All right, so after probably about 15 minutes of me messing around in the trade center, I was able to finalize a fantastic alternative on the other side of the ball. So we will have DK Metcalf on one side, we will have Tyreek Hill on the other, and then we will have Devontae Smith running out of the slot. Our receiving core is solid. Now we need to upgrade our quarterback. All right, so just got another major trade that went through. It cost us quite a bit, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. We really needed a quarterback given our talent on the outside. So we are passing away our center of Jason Kelce, who's 91 overall. I'm pretty sure if you follow Madden 22, he retires after like the first year anyway, so he's already kind of like in that regression state. It's not great, but we do have like a backup. So not a big deal. Roquan Smith kind of sucks because we just acquired him from the Chicago Bears. We could do something to try and like trade back with the Bengals to reacquire him. So let's go ahead and see if we can fill his spot along with an upgrade to our running back. We were able to finalize a trade with New York to get James Bradbury. I think that's going to be a significant improvement to our cornerback role since we lost out on Darius Leonard. We also were able to get rid of Jalen Hurts, which makes sense because we no longer need him with Joe Burrow at the helm. And then we're also just kind of like freeing up some space with Byron Scott, or with Boston Scott getting out of there as well. All right, so I'm taking a quick break here to take a look at what our current roster looks like. It does look like we traded away Roquan Smith, which is taking a pretty significant dent to our overall defense. I don't think that we need both Chandler Jones and Fletcher Cox. So I'm going to try and make some moves to acquire a middle linebacker / right outside linebacker. I think our secondary is good enough now to where I feel fine. If we see something, then we'll obviously like pounce on it. But the main focus here is going to be improving that linebacker core, and then not missing the boat on a defensive tackle replacement for Fletcher Cox. Also, while we're going ahead and taking a break and looking at the overall rosters, this is what our current offense looks like. We have Joe Burrow throwing the ball. We have Tyreek Hill, we have DK Metcalf, and then we also have Devontae Smith out of the slot. We have Miles Sanders out of the backfield, who's not terrible in my opinion. I mean, he's 82 overall with star dev, so he could get better as the season goes along. We have Cody Whitehair going over and playing left guard. We traded away Jason Kelce, so now we have Brooks filling his spot at center, and then Landon Dickerson, he has hidden dev. He was originally a left guard, but now he's taking the place of Brooks, who moved to center. So not too bad. I'm gonna try and see if we can again use Fletcher Cox as a trade bait to see if we can try and improve upon our roster. So more to come. Holy sh! We just had a major breakthrough. We were able to straight up 1-for-1 Fletcher Cox for Khalil Mack. Not really sure how that happened, but that is pretty sick. Wow. I clicked too quickly, but we were just able to secure a trade away for okay, so I kind of messed up and I forgot to take a screen grab of what the trade accept offer was, but I traded away Khalil Mack for Chandler Jones up here and Isaiah Simmons. So now we have a very good looking linebacker core. And for whatever reason, I kept saying Chandler Jones down here. This is Chris Jones. Not sure why I messed that up. I'll make sure that I like highlight that in the video in the beginning, but it is interesting. All right, so we were able to finalize a deal here that would be sending Dallas Goedert, a future 4th round, and Kenneth Gainwell over to the Jets in order to acquire Quentin Williams. It's kind of funny. I actually do have his jersey behind me. It's in like this mess of stuff over here, but I got it on an auction on Pristine Auction, so it's kind of funny. Maybe doing that a giveaway in the future. Don't know. So I now no longer have Dallas Goedert, and I'm not fully sold on the idea of having Landon Dickerson as a valuable right guard. So we're gonna look to see if we can make a quick move really quick without taking away too much value. So I will be back in a second. Wow, I cannot believe that trade went through. I thought that was asking too much, but I guess not. So we were just able to trade away Tyreek Hill to the New England Patriots for Shaq Mason, Hunter Henry, and a 48th overall pick. Ooh, that feels good. All right, I'm losing my mind. So we were able to trade a 48th overall pick for Mike Williams. In addition, we're also sending over Barnett and Edwards, who both were not playing anyways, so it's like no harm, no foul. And Mike Williams is superstar dev, so that is pretty sick. So as you can see, we are now looking at our best overall offense generated lineup here. So we now have Shaq Mason filling in for the right guard. Landon Dickerson is now the backup. There are no injuries, so I'm probably gonna assume that he's not gonna play the season. We have we have Brooks still filling in at center right now. It's not great, but I mean it's not realistic either, so whatever. We have Mike Williams on the edge as our deep threat. We have DK Metcalf on the other side of him. That combo would just be disgusting in real life. And then we'll have Devonta Smith running out of the slot. On defense, we've made some tremendous improvements. We have kept Chris and Chandler Jones both at Superstar X Factor. And then we now have Quentin Williams. Our right and left edge remained the same. We picked up James Bradbury and Eddie Jackson. Nelson and Harris, however, are staying over, and then we've also picked up Isaiah Simmons in the middle and Darius Leonard on the left outside linebacker position. So our slot is going to be Devontae Smith. Our 3 down back is going to be Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders, we traded away Boston Scott earlier, so we no longer really have a secondary running back. Not a problem, honestly. Our slot corner is not great. However, I don't really see it being too big of a deal because I don't see us running out of the nickel and dime packages anyway. And then we're going to have Darius Leonard and Sweat also be on those other specialist positions. So at a high level, this is what our team looks like. I'm going to go in now and I'm going to change our team schemes to fit our newly buffed up team. So I'll see you over there. So it looks like the vertical power run is one of our best scheme fits. I think that it caters towards us having more of a reliance on our tight end and wide receiver position, which I think is extremely beneficial because we picked up a lot of assets in the trade window to beef up our receiving core. It does not focus on the halfback position, which is totally fine. We are very average at the halfback position. We did not invest in getting an improvement on the halfback, so to have them not be like a super focal point in our offense is not a big deal. Our line is actually pretty good, and then it is solely reliant on having a strong arm quarterback type, which we definitely do with Joe Burrow. So I am going to also check on our defense now. So it looks like we're going to be running with a 4-6 defensive scheme. It's between that and a 4-3, and I just really want to give those outside linebackers and our edgers the chance to do defensive blitzing. So since we're doing an automated system to simulate how our season's going to go along, I'm not going to do a whole lot of like manual intervention on that kind of stuff. And I'm just trying to set the team up for best success. I'm making a change to do the Kansas City playbook. It typically is the best overall playbook in the game. And I'm going to do the same thing with the defensive playbook. So I think I'm landing on Indianapolis's defensive scheme. It just fits our overall defense really, really well. And so there you have it. I think we're going to do a vertical power run for the offensive scheme with a 4-6 defense. We're going to be running Kansas City playbook and having an Indianapolis defensive scheme out there. So let's go ahead and see how our season fares out. I'll see you at the midway. A couple of housekeeping things I have to do. I have to cut 2 players before I can start off the season. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut these 2 players. I mean, it's really just administrative and kind of tedious. Doesn't really matter anyway. Yeah, I don't really care about the draft class. As I said earlier, it doesn't really make a difference to me. I need to double check really quick before we start the video that the depth chart is also updated. I don't know if the generate best offensive and defensive lineups also affects depth chart. I think it does, but it is good to always double check those things, because the last thing you want is to simulate to the halfway point and realize that your team is not the team you thought was out there. So I just double checked, and it looks like all the positions that we made trades for are featuring the players now. So let's go ahead and simulate to the halfway point, and I will see you there. Hey everyone, so we're at the halfway point here. Not exactly what I thought would happen. We're rocking a 3-4 record, sitting at a 2nd overall in the division. Let's go ahead and take a look at our overall schedule up to this point and see what teams we may have lost to. And all right, so it looks like we started off actually pretty hot. We had 2-0 lead, and then we faced the Cowboys. Cowboys have a really strong team in simulation. I'm not really sure why. They are a good team overall, but in simulation they're kind of overpowered. Same thing with the Panthers and the Chiefs. So I mean, that 3-game stretch is really wow. That 4-game stretch is actually really, really tough. So it makes complete sense for us to have dropped 4 games in a row. I guess like trying to see a glass half full approach here is we were able to put points on the board. It doesn't seem like scoring points is our problem. It looks like preventing them might be. So that's something to look out for. But we were able to handle the Raiders pretty handedly. So over the next course of the couple games here, we have 6 games. It looks like we probably go 5-1, which would put us at 8-5, sitting pretty at the bye week. And then we come back with a tough matchup. Their defense is really, really good in simulation. We have them twice, and the Cowboys with the Giants in the middle there. So I'm going to say that we're going to split 1 game with a football team. We'll beat the Giants, and then we'll probably end up losing the Cowboys. So we're going to split for the end of the season. I'm guessing we're probably going to finish right around 10-8. And I'm not sure that's going to be good enough to make the playoffs. So I'm going to go ahead and simulate a couple more weeks. And if all goes well, I will be at the bye week. If not, we will have to jump in, play a couple games, and make sure that we make the playoffs. All right, I'll see you at the hopefully bye week. All right, hey everyone. We are currently at the bye week. We are not 8-5, unfortunately. It looks like we are 6-7, and we are about a game and a half back in the division. There is definitely a chance for us to overtake. We do play the Giants in the next couple of weeks, so definitely looking pretty there. We have to probably sweep the football team, and then Dallas, for whatever reason, is at the bottom of the division. I did not see that coming, because in my regular franchise league, I am always struggling to beat the Cowboys, and the Cowboys have made the playoffs like every single season. So probably going to jump in here and make sure that we secure the division. Once we get into the playoffs, then do a little bit of gameplay here at the end. But I will see you at the end of the season. And there you have it. We kind of destroyed the Giants in this one. And what was supposed to be a somewhat close matchup given the rankings in our division turned out to be literally nothing. It's a good thing that we traded away Jalen Hurts to the Giants, I guess, right? 80 yards passing, 0 touchdowns, and less than 40% completion rate. I think we definitely won a trade value there. Wow. So as you can see in that graphic there, we kind of took it into our own hands in the second half. It looked like Washington was going to keep this somewhat of a close game, but they just could not score the football. They kept getting down into the red zone, and then our defense stood up great. So definitely happy with the investments we made in the offseason to acquire some of that better talent in our secondary, as well as our linebacker core. All right, so with this win, I believe we could secured the divisional lead. Let's go ahead and take a look at the playoff picture before we jump into this game. Awesome. So it actually looks like with a win, we will secure our spot in the playoff picture. So it looks like right now we are set to play off against the Giants, which could not be an easier matchup, in my opinion, of the teams located on the right-hand side there. And then we'll probably end up having a pretty tough route to the ship because we'll have to go probably through either Tampa or Arizona and then play the winner of likely Green Bay and Carolina. And Carolina's kind of OP in simulation. So playoff picture's kind of heating up here. Jaguars in the playoff hunt. That's funny if you have the context of how this season went for them. Same with the Carolina Panthers. Currently on this screen, there are 9 of 14 teams that actually made the playoffs in real life. So not terrible, but some sleeper picks. They kind of had like Trevor Lawrence rated way too high. He's a good quarterback for sure. He will develop really well in Jacksonville, but it is way too soon to be assuming that he's going to take the Jaguars to a playoff berth in his first year. The team just needs to grow a little bit more. I would suspect by Madden 24, they're kind of like one of the more elite teams. But right now, Trevor Lawrence just does not have the O-line to help him out yet. So future's bright for the Jaguars, but for right now, this is a kind of a leap. And then Carolina had so much promise. They start off 3-0, and then Christian McCaffrey just can't stay healthy. It's kind of sad. He's one of my favorite players to watch. Chargers, yeah, I mean, they really should have been in the playoffs, but Brandon Staley got a little ahead of himself and tried to screw over the Las Vegas Raiders, and it came back to bite him quite a bit on a game-ending field goal to knock them out of the playoffs and keep Pittsburgh in. Trips right with one-on-one on the left hand. I might actually switch out of this and then run a streak with Metcalf. Oh, he's got a step. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're kind of backed up into our own half. We can't seem to stop them on defense, which is disappointing. I can get to Metcalf. Nice. Let's go. We're in a bit of a hurry up here. We're going to check out of it. Do a little weak side run. Go in the hurry up. I really like the defense that they're throwing at us. Run back to that playoff or play action. Oh my God, Metcalf's open. He's so good. Oh my gosh. It's kind of a disappointing season for Metcalf. I thought that he would be one of the more premier athletes. If you take away that 3-touchdown game, he really did not have anywhere near a good season. For Metcalf's standards, he was going pretty high in ADP, which is average draft pick, in the offseason, and he just really fizzled out. I mean, it was hard to rely on a guy like him. Oh my goodness. Give me them points, baby. Oh my goodness. Get off me! So we were able to march down the field and bleed the clock out to practically nothing. I think there's like 20 seconds left. And we also secured a field goal in the end of it. So I'm going to just go ahead and super sim to the end of the game. And we should be good to go. All right, so we are now officially into the wildcard game. Good news, we were able to secure the division. So in our 1 year of season play, we were able to take the Eagles to a divisional title. Not super surprising given that they also made the playoffs this year. Dallas ended up playing a lot better in the real world. Finishing 8-9 in simulation is pretty bad for that team. And so we're going to win the division. We're going to play against the Giants in the first round. Let's go ahead and super sim past it and see if we can go on further into the divisional playoff. All right, we're back to 3rd and 16 right now. I'm going to go to my old reliable play. See if this can get us wide open. Yeah, can. Sit down. Oh my God, you're too good. First round of the playoffs, we defeated the New York Giants 24-48. Kind of handedly. Again, Jalen Hurts, it's not it. You know, I tried telling you that when we first started the season. For those of you that might be questioning my thought on I need to get rid of Jalen Hurts, there may not be as many as I think, because in real life he did do pretty good as a overall rushing quarterback and play action quarterback, but in game, he's just not great. Joe Burrow is clearly better, throwing for 404. So we've reached a point in the game now where we have to play off against a very, very strong team, which is the Carolina Panthers at 13-4. I talked about them earlier. Again, Madden, what are you doing? They are an 81 overall. 81 overall. And they're also in Tampa's division. Like, how can they be 13-4? Like, they're not a good team. They are a 500 team at best, and they're 13-4 in simulation, and they're way too good. Granted, if Christian McCaffrey doesn't get hurt, I think that they are a better team than what they played this season, but 13-4, it's just not likely. They're not great. We're going to go ahead and simulate and jump in if we need to. Hopefully we can take this one. Let's go ahead and take a look at the playoff picture really quick. Okay, so if we are able to come away with a win against the Panthers, we'll have to face off against either the Packers or the Buccaneers in the conference championship. And then on the other side of the AFC, you can see that the Chargers are going to be facing off against the Jaguars, which is funny. Neither one of them made the playoffs, and the Colts versus the Titans. That's a rivalry in real life, so I'm thinking that that's going to be a really, really good game. If I had to bet, it's going to be Titans and Chargers, and then I'm going to say that the Titans come away with another win there. I just think that Derrick Henry is too good. He's like a 98 overall in the game. And then we're going to beat the Panthers. I think that Tom Brady beats Aaron Rodgers. And then it's going to be really hard to beat Tom Brady given that he's a cover athlete. But if we're able to face off against him, it looks like we might be playing against the Titans in the Super Bowl if all goes as planned. So I will go ahead and simulate into the game and jump in if we need be. I'm gonna have some fun. I'm a loser, baby. So why don't you kill me? Funny thing about Cam Newton is like the guy is 6'5", like 250 pounds, and he went on keto. And ever since he went on keto, he has kind of fizzled out in the NFL. I don't know if that's coincidence or what, but it is definitely kind of alarming that a keto diet would affect a player's athletic ability this much. Just getting hurt all the time. He's got like his arm power went to shit. I think like a telltale sign that someone's kind of losing their mind is when their hairstyle starts to get out of control. I remember back when Cam Newton was MVP and he had that like nice shaved head. And now he's got like the weekend type haircut. And ever since he started to just grow out the dreads and stuff, he has bounced from team to team. He's no longer a starter. He's kind of playing like that Marcus Mariota role, where he's only coming in for like running plays and stuff. Really odd to me. Okay, so we have quite the comeback ahead of us. We are currently down 20-0 against a Carolina Panthers team that is, in my opinion, overpowered for simulation. How do you drop that? Dude. That's what I'm talking about. Cam Newton's not very accurate. Like, shouldn't be this hard. Here we go. Use it. Oh, balls on the ground. Balls on the ground. Ball on the ground, man. Balls on the ground. Balls on the ground. Balls on the ground. Balls on the ground. Balls. I'm literally in my end zone running a play action. Stupid am I? Bang. Oh. I'm kind of nervous on that outside for DJ Moore. This is not looking great. Oh my goodness. No! Alright, we're going to go into man. They ran the ball twice. Had some decent success with it, but I have to imagine that they're probably going to switch it up and try and go for a passing play. Yep. Oh, that's a pick six, baby. Get out my way. Get out my way, pack of wood. I look right at Hunter Henry. He's not open. I think I have to go with Sanders in the flat. So he's not very good. It's open in the flat. Why would you not work back to the ball? Oh my God, that's really annoying. All right, big stop, big stop, big stop. I missed the tackle. I had him. But yeah, we're gonna see if we can get Metcalf out in open space. Corner's cheating. Oh, he's open. Go, 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 go. Oh my. Dude. It's not over. They're not gonna fund it. Oh my God, why? Well, as you can see, that wasn't quite the result that we wanted here at the end. We did end up losing to the Carolina Panthers, but let's go ahead and take a look at some of the season stats and see how our team fared out. So Joe Burrow finished second in the NFL in passing yards and first overall in passing touchdowns. Miles Sanders kind of was subpar as kind of expected. DK Metcalf was a monster, finally living up to that potential that everyone knows he has. Any awards that were given out? We had Joe Burrow finish 4th in the MVP conversation. Nick Sirianni is finishing 8th in the Coach of the Year poll, which is fantastic. NFL, let's look at the NFC. Burrow finished 3rd overall in Offensive Player of the Year. We have Isaiah Simmons finishing at 6th for Defensive Player of the Year. Devontae Smith finishing 2nd overall for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Nobody on our defense was in contention for Defensive Rookie of the Year. That kind of makes sense. I don't think we had any rookies on our defense. Best quarterback, best running back, best receiver. Devontae Smith at 1 and DK Metcalf at 3. Kind of expected that, honestly. They're both superstar athletes. Offensive line, we made some good improvements to our offensive line. However, Brooks was already on the team, so kind of upset with that. And then defensively, Chris Jones was definitely worth the investment. He finished at 5th overall for best D-line. Best linebacker, again, a really good investment there, where we got Chandler Jones and Isaiah Simmons. And then defensive backs, we did get, so Nelson was already on the team prior to that, and he ends up finishing at 5th. Kicker doesn't really matter, but we did finish 2nd overall for best kicker. And there you have it. So that's going to do it for this one. If you like this and you want more of these in the future, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below. I always look at the comments, and I'm trying my best to do all of the teams in the NFL. So be on the lookout for the next team. All right, I'll catch you in the next one.
Driving me crazy just looking at it. Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. Without you, driving me crazy just looking at it. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. I don't understand. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. You do this thing when I'm talking to you, like everything freezes and it's just too. You do this thing when I'm talking to you, like everything freezes and it's just too. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. Give it to me like world without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Driving me crazy just looking at it. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you.